cause you're a sky full of stars.
And here we are to read another chapter of A Wolf Called Wander, and it's being read by Ms. Gunn, and it's by Rosanne Parry. We are on chapter 3, and it's called Rival. As the last heat of summer fades, Mother teaches Pounce and Wag to dig a den. I watch them go and remember the porcupine. Now is my chance. Sharp. I've found something to hunt. Is it elk? Something better. If it's not elk, I'm not interested. Warm. And I can do it by ourselves. Then I turn away, tail head held tall, and Warm walks away with me. Do not look back, I say under my breath. There is a scramble of running paws. Then the two quick steps that come before, a pounce, a roll to the side. Sharp hits the dirt. I love it when that happens. My joy is short-lived. With a growl and a snap, he pins me to the ground. Where do you think you're going without me? I squirm and tug and push, but I can't work myself free. With a huff of disgust, I show my throat to him, and he lets me up. Swift and I can hunt without you, Warm says. He sits down to stop his Wag. Oh no, you don't, Sharp says. I've got this one. It is all going better than I planned. Over by the watching spot, I say, by the stand of pines. Sharp takes the lead, all swagger. Warm and I follow at a respectful distance. Neither of us can hold in the Wag. We come to the spot where Father watches the mountains, and we both hear at the same time. Ravens, a whole cloud of them. We look over the prairie. Vultures circle above the ravens. Someone has made a kill, but Father and Mother are not hunting today. I look beneath the cloud of birds, and there are wolves, many of them. Here's the picture. We should tell. Warm is already gone. In a few heartbeats, he and Mother are by my side, looking, pacing. Will we leave? Warm says. Should we go? Every time I look, there seem to be more wolves on the prairie. My heart sinks. Mother turns. She fixes me with her amber gaze, and I cannot look away. I stand taller. Pounce and Wag stand on either side of me. Sharp lifts him up, a full head taller. Then, the rest of us, I nudge, Warm into place. We belong to the mountains, Mother begins, and the mountains belong to us, we reply. Look at you, all grown, she says. What do I have to fear with such wolves for my own? Stay here. Father and I will mark our borders. They run off together to wet mark the trees at the edges of our home ground to send a message to any who would cross. When they come back, we have a howl, such a howl, loud and long, into the night. We push the stranger wolves away with our song at the first chill of winter, whistles down our mountains. A few days later, when the yellow and brown leaves are thick on the ground, and the wind has biting teeth, and the home stream is silver and slipping at the edges, Father calls us to our first hunt. Before we followed the pack and waited in the trees, breathless. As our betters brought down elk, hunters ate first, but then we charged for our share. Come, Father says. We are many wolves now, and the elk are fewer than they have been. Father leads us to the broad open meadow between two rocky ridges with an iced-over stream running through. We stop on the windward side, where the herd cannot smell us. The elk kick at the snow, where it's shallow to uncover the last frosty stalks of grass. They nibble at shrubs. We must run with them first to see who stumbles, Father says. I will run on the sunrise side of the herd with Sharp and Wag, Mother and Song. We must run first to see who stumbles, Father says. I will run on the sunrise side of the herd with Sharp and Wag. Mother and Song and Pounce will run on the other. My tail drops to the ground. He does not want me in the hunt. I will never be a lead wolf if I cannot take down meat. Warm, you stay on the high ground and keep the herd from running upstream, he says. Warm bristles out his golden gray fur with pride. It is an easy job. Elk would rather run downhill than up, but it is help to the pack. Swift, you run ahead of us and cover the low ground. Turn them uphill. The more we can make them turn, the easier it will be to make one stumble. Yes, I stifle a yelp, but I am all Wag. I can outrun the whole pack. Everyone knows I bump shoulders with Sharp and bite his ears to say so. I will pay for I will pay for that later, but I do not care. This is my chance. If I do better than him in the hunt, he will never step on me again, or Warm either. Father nose points us into the places above the snowy meadow where elk are browsing unaware. The wind blows toward us hard and cold. The hunt is a fire inside me. I will be the wolf to feed my family. I crouch in the shadow of trees and wait for Father's signal. In all the hunts I have watched, victory came when the pack burst onto the herd like one sweep of the wind. And then, with no single signal from Father, Sharp leaps into the open and lets out a yip. The whole herd looks right at him. Go, Father growls to me. It is too late to scold. We are one pack in victory and one in loss. I charge into the meadow, furious. I will not accept loss on my first hunt. Drifts of snow at the meadow's edge churn up around by my shoulders. Worm veers uphill. No harm will come to him there. Mother takes her hunters around one side of the herd, and father takes his around. There's the hunt. Father takes his around the other. I stretch out my run, fastest downhill. I see Sharp take a flying leap at the very first elk in his reach. He misses. Sharp is all pup, all wrestle, and impatience. I will pin him to the ground later if it takes me 1,000 tries. He does not even look to see if his elk is staggering. Father only watches the elk's legs, nothing else. When he finds an elk off its stride, he will move in for the kill. The elk gallop through the snow, dodging away from the deepest drifts at the edge, leaping over the patches of ice in the middle. Their high-pitched sounds of panic echo around us. I run hard to gain the head of the herd, and turn them back uphill. The first elk shies away from me, and then another. The rest follow. I can hear Father and Growl running behind me. I catch a glimpse of Mother and Song through the forest of running legs. A tall elk, with many points on his racks, bursts past me. I let him go. He is too fine a creature to catch. I make the rest of the herd turn, and then run back to make them turn again. Sharp has shaken off his mistake. He is bounding along at Father's heels. On the third turn, Father sees an elk break stride. He jumps for the throat. I let the rest of the herd go. Father's teeth are deep into the shaggy black fur at the elk's neck. I can taste victory. I run to give my father aid, but Sharp is many strides ahead of me. He leaps at the elk's shoulder and sinks his teeth into the crown of the neck. Father loses his grip from the force of Sharp's blows. Not even Mother and Song are fast enough. By the time I am in place to spring, the elk is already dead. Well hunted, Father says to Sharp. We stand in a ring around the elk, breathing hard, thankful for life that gives us life. Everyone eats and everyone is eaten. Growl used to say to us when we were pups. And so we take a moment to be grateful that we are the ones eating this time. Then we step back while Father and Mother take their first share, the rest of us panting and yipping with glee at the smell of fresh meat. Song is always second to eat, and then us yearlings, and then Growl. Before this time, Father brings Sharp to the food before Song and says nothing when he gobbles down all the choicest bits. By the time it is my turn, there is almost nothing left but nibbles and bone. I crack open a long leg bone and lick out the center. It fills me up, but I leave the meal unsatisfied and more determined than ever to beat my brother. We turn back to our gathering place at nightfall, leaving the scraps of our kill for raccoons and slinking coyotes. There's a picture. All winter long, we hunt, filling our bellies, leaving red-stained snow and scraps for scavengers behind. All winter, Father chooses me to run the herd, and Sharp to help him make the kill. I can run circles around them all, but Sharp is still the biggest. We are yearlings, but he is as tall as Father, and if he keeps getting first go at the meat, he will be as big as Father soon. I am not the bringer of meat. Maybe I never will be. I grow restless as the season turns. I stop following Father to the watching spot and find my own place away from our family meeting ground. I turn my face to the setting sun and watch the wide open prairie with its herds of elk and cows and sheep. Worm joins me, curling up under my chin, so that I can hear his heart beating in time with mine. This is my home ground. I love every stream and strand of trees, but Sharp always wins, and I do not want to be his following wolf. Take me with you when you go, Worm says. I growl in answer, no, not yes, but not no. I lick his ears, where Sharp and Pounce like to bite. Summer is coming again, and we will be yearlings no more. Mother has been in the den for the full circle of the moon. Growl is weaker than before, and needs to be fed like a pup. My pack needs me. I could never leave them. I would follow you anywhere, Worm says. And there's a picture. All right, guys, so that is the third chapter. That was called Rival. And then next time we'll be reading chapter Fight. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.